Those escaping from quarantine facilities of dire consequences after some people were captured fleeing from the Kenya Medical Training College Isolation Center here in Nairobi. These days after similar happenings were reported in Mandera. This even as others contend that forcibly quarantining individuals who are caught breaking the curfew is unlawful and in violation of their rights. Is the government criminalizing a health matter? KTN's Brian Otieno explores.
The video that captured some isolated persons' escape from the KMTC Isolation Center has caught the attention of the head of state, President Uhuru Kenyatta. In an interview with local radio stations, the president strongly condemned the actions, saying they are putting the lives of many Kenyans at risk.
Wale wengine wamevunja curfew, wameshikwa wakiwa sehemu mbalimbali. Kwa nini wewe uwe mzigo wa Mkenya ambaye anatii sheria?
By escaping from those facilities, basically, you are almost like a murderer. You are going out there to spread this virus and it could kill many, many people.
But this is not the first time. More than 30 people were last week reported to have escaped from an isolation center in Mandera County.
It is very difficult to fathom how an individual who knows very well they are not in prison. Quarantine facilities are not prison facilities. You have been kept there, or you have been quarantined so that you can protect yourself and you can protect those people around you.
Wale tuliona wakitoroka, tutawapata na watarudi na wataendelea mpaka watamaliza kipindi chao cha quarantine. So mtu asione ametoroka ameshinda. Haja tunakujua na tutakupata na utarudi pale pale.
It is not clear who the said persons were and the circumstances that led to their forceful quarantine. The move to detain curfew violators in quarantine centers have baffled many. In an interview with KTN News, the president of the Law Society of Kenya, Nelson Harvey, termed the move unlawful, saying that the law has already prescribed the penalty for curfew violators. He adds that quarantine was meant for those tested and found positive, as well as those awaiting testing, and not the blanket approach taken by government. Quoting him, Harvey says that Section 8 of the Public Order Act prescribes a fine of 10,000 shillings and or 3 months imprisonment for anyone found violating the curfew. The LSK boss further blaming the judiciary, which he says has placed the duty of settling curfew violation cases on the police, who due to legal constraints have resorted to placing offenders on quarantine. This is illegal and you can sue the government for forcefully detaining you. But even if you sue them, you have already lost 14 days, says Harvey. He adds that the forced quarantine may in fact expose those uninfected with the virus to infection.
These are people who have finished quarantine and they're being tortured.
The government has, however, stated that such actions were necessary in containing the pandemic. But the government is also on the spot for the manner in which the police are handling offenders. A recent video captured in Eastleigh showing the brutality meted on those arrested, scenes that were widely witnessed when the curfew was declared last month. Even as the government moves to flatten the country's curve, questions still linger on whether it is directing its efforts on the wrong target. Brian Otieno, KTN News.